When we ask for input from the Retirement Association, we don't really take a vote. We want you to do an analysis as to why we should not support it. You have to give us good reasoning on, why we shouldn't, and then with that, maybe take a vote. But we appreciate, comments to the executive order, and with that, I commit that the Senate will support whatever recent recommendation that you have. With regards to the earmarking of funds, you're right, 15% I believe that education is given every year, and on a 100 million revenue, that's $15 million. Education now gets more than $30 million out of the whole resources. The 25%, as I mentioned, they could do a graduated scale, so that if it's 100 million, maybe the House can amend our legislation and say 15% or 70%. Every additional 30 to 50 million, we can increase that 5%. But the reason why we have to do it that way is that so that the legislature will not have any role into that 25%. They will have to work the numbers out. We just give it to the retirement fund, because at present, even if we put a $20 million appropriation for the retirement fund, the governors still do not transmit that amount. So they will just reprogram it. So there's no guarantee that whatever the legislature intends to provide to the retirement fund, that it will be transmitted to the retirement fund. So by putting that language, we are then forced to streamline and to tighten our belt to meet whatever's left over after the setting aside. And again, for the record, I want to say that that law 15 last 15, when they authorized the governor to not pay retirement fund, I just want the record to reflect that I never supported that. I argued more than an hour to go against that. The journal speaks for itself, and I just want that clarified, that I never supported that. I saw this coming, and while I'm there for 25 years, doesn't mean that I'm not supporting the retirement fund. And I happen to be, by the way, a minority member of the Senate at that time. But we're not here to point fingers again. I think that we want to start off with one legislation today, another one tomorrow, and another one the next day, that we can show that we're moving and progressing forward, and at least giving something to the retirees, and we're committed to that, because we really don't have any choice. But the reason why I started being vocal about this, and people might think out there that instead of working and fighting with the governor, I came out when Judge Rudendo invited all the leaders, and the administration didn't show up to Judge Rudendo's court, where he was at that point already trying to make a determination on a lawsuit that will affect everyone here. And when the governor didn't show up, that confirms my impression over the prior months and years, that the governor simply doesn't care what happens to the retirement fund. I attended, because I attended many meetings with him, informal meetings, and just what I gather from his statement, I don't think he takes this seriously. It's sad to say, but the only avenue now that we have is to work with the House and the Senate, and let's go from there. It's sad to say. Thank you.